What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak about LeBron James and how the situation, like everything that Drake, what's the guy name? Jay-Z is going through now is just a demonstration of what's to come for LeBron James. A lot of time, most times when you make enemies and you do things to slight people, then when it's time for you to it's your turn and people wait for these opportunities. I think this right now is turning into an opportunity where LeBron James is getting ready to reap some of what he sowed, right? Because I'm looking at what Jay-Z is going through. And a lot of people who've been complaining and saying stuff about Jay-Z throughout the years, how he's passive aggressive and he kind of did things to hold people up and to slight people. It's the same thing with LeBron James. Remember, LeBron James is someone who looks up to Jay-Z, right? And so he operates. He saw how Jay-Z operates. He operates really a lot of the same ways. And so that beef that took place probably a few years ago with Drake and LeBron James is getting ready to resurface, right? Now, what I want to do is I'm going to play some audio of the guy explaining the beef, and then I want to point out to you how this beef between LeBron James is going to resurface and how LeBron James is going to regret some of the enemies that he has made and then some of the decisions that he has made also over the years.
Imagine spending 15 long years building a great friendship with someone.
LeBron, what a legendary night in NBA history. You're breaking the all-time scoring record.
Only to have them dancing on your grave with your worst enemy. Well, that's pretty much what Drake is experiencing with his longtime friend, LeBron James. In the past, it was common to see Drake not only dedicating entire songs to him, but there were also times where Drizzy even received mentorship from James when he was losing in a devastating beef with Pusha T.
Drake texts you and like, am I letting you down?
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
What did you say to him?
You said that I can never let you down.
Their bond went so deep that Drake even got a tattoo of LeBron's jersey on his left arm. So how did two kings of their own games go from being best friends to wanting nothing to do with each other? And who is the one to blame for the destruction of their friendship? It's your boy Luesta, and today we're going to discuss why Drake hates LeBron. And by the
All right, so let me add my 2 cents to this, right? So when Drake and LeBron were close, Drake was really, he really thought they were really close and was really tight. Well, see, the way LeBron James operate, he don't have any really like loyalty to certain people. And, that's the same way like people say about Jay-Z, like he's not really loyal to anybody. And if he see an opportunity to be able to step over you and get ahead, then, he'll do that. And so, but LeBron James, he kind of mimicked that in the way he do business, and this really hurt Drake. So what happens is Drake has been holding on to that for a few years now, because like I said, he really, thought that they were really close, and kind of found out that they wasn't as close. LeBron James was not as loyal. And now LeBron James is at the tail end of his career. And some things are really coming down the road, just like they, with Jay-Z. They're really going to put LeBron James in a situation where he is vulnerable. And he is, this is the time for people like Drake and anybody who has any beef with LeBron James or felt like LeBron James slighted them or stabbed them in the back. All these people get ready to come out the woodwork. I just recently came across an article that said that LeBron James is having financial issues, right? And so all of this stuff is just, is getting ready to, it's just really, everything is just really going to come out the woodwork. And LeBron James is, if you look at LeBron James and you see all the gray hairs on his beard and he look like he unshaven, that is, a sign that behind the scenes, LeBron James is really going through some things. Publicly, he had to take a pay cut. The Lakers let him go. He was due to get like what, 54 million. They didn't do that. He wound up signing with Philly for 8 million. And that's, they're allowing him to put any spin he want on it. You know what I mean? He could put any spin he want on it. The NBA is not going to push back. The media is not going to push back, but LeBron James is, there's some chinks in his armor. Let me play some more of this article, though.
End of the video, you'll see if this is just another case of Drake being sensitive, or if he truly has no friends left in an industry that he's been dominating for years. You see, the perceived rift between Drake and LeBron began making headlines in the middle of the Kendrick beef earlier this year. It all started with LeBron rapping along to Like That, which was the first installment of Drake's calculated decline. However, this can't be conclusively stamped as LeBron picking a side, since the lyrics of the song probably resonated with Bron on a personal level. With Bron being one of the top candidates of the GOAT conversation, and the F the Big Three is just Big Me line from Kendrick. Also, at that point, people weren't sure if the beef was going to be real or not, so people didn't pay LeBron too much mind. But when the beef became established, with both sides registering shots at each other, perspectives on who was rapping what song started to shift. If you were a public figure rapping Euphoria, it was assumed that you were on Team Kendrick. And if you were rapping Push-Ups, you were Team Drake. Which is why it became such a big deal when LeBron, who was perceived to be close friends with Drake, was seen dancing and rapping Not Like Us with no reservation on multiple occasions.
And I'm going to tell you why I think Drake, he can't wait for LeBron James to be in a vulnerable position so he can attack. Drake is very sensitive about these kind of things, right? And Drake and Jay-Z is not all that close. So Drake knows how LeBron James operates. So like I said, Drake is he just biding his time and just waiting to be in a position to come back and strike at LeBron James. He already made put some information out there about LeBron James and his preference as far as women and outside of his marriage, right? So I just think that these things are going to come back now that LeBron James is closer to retirement. And he is, I think that really Drake probably was holding off because LeBron James was in the league, and they just waiting for the opportunity, the best time to come back and strike. And I think it'll be pretty soon.
Leading fans to debate whether LeBron was doing the right thing here. Black culture is fueled by hate and colorism, light game versus dark skin. You're not black enough, blah, blah, blah. LeBron should never dance to anything that Kendrick says, because Drake has been his friend for so long. Weak. But before we go any further, I think it's important to understand the dynamic between Drake and LeBron. And we need to talk a little bit about their close, tight-knit friendship that they developed over the years. After the two of them met all the way back in 2009 during Drake's release party for So Far Gone, they've been able to build a pretty strong bond with one another. Pause. They would text each other before games, invest in businesses together, and over time, LeBron started to regard him as family. What we have is a real family. It's not just because we are successful at what we do. We really care about one another on a day-to-day basis. Anytime you got a friend that can come and support you in what you do, I really respect that. Drake was then seen showing out for LeBron's championship celebrations.
Have a pair.
Everybody had a pair.
I didn't have a pair till I got drafted.
I had a pair.
Listen, if you, Vince really had you believing that the shock technology in those shoes would make you jump like that.
You could genuinely feel the brotherhood they had with each other. But after some time, the relationship started to become a little one-sided. As more often than not, it was always Drake who was congratulating Bron for a milestone or doing something for Bron. And very rarely is it the reverse.
LeBron, I'm honored to be a part of yet another historic night for you. 30,000 career points. It's incredible. It seems like every time we look up, you're setting another milestone or breaking another record.
All right. And so when you, and then look at it like this too, also, when you have somebody who's always like Drake, who's always congratulating them and showing LeBron respect, giving LeBron flowers, and LeBron was never reciprocating that. Then you have LeBron, dancing to Kendrick Lamar's song. This is like I said, for Drake, this is really, really personal. And so look forward to some things coming out and Drake just reopening those wounds, right? Because it's coming. LeBron James is in a position, like I said, where he's more vulnerable now than he used to be, right? Like I said, financial issues. He's getting pushed back at every level. A lot of people coming at him, and this right here is really going to get ugly for LeBron James.
I always tell you, you're one of the most inspirational people in my life. I'm honored to call you a brother.
It just seems like Drake is always looking up to LeBron, even going as far as getting a tattoo of LeBron's iconic high school jersey number on his body, which has pretty much turned into a meme at this point. And if we're trying to rationalize Drake's actions, we could say that people get tattoos of figures that mean something to them or inspire them in some capacity. But it just doesn't seem like LeBron feels the same way about Drake. This was making.
And that's where the hurt for Drake came in, right? And so that's why I'm bringing this issue back up, right? Because like I said, I recently just came across some information about LeBron James' financial situation. And I've been saying this for a while. Like, this is where it all starts. Like, with the financial issues, the personal issues, all this stuff just snowballs and come along at the same time. And so I'm not surprised that he having issues financially. And so I won't be surprised when past beefs come back up and people get, they in a position where as though they can get some get back and some revenge and stuff like that. And so that's why I'm making this video. So, I won't have to say, I told you so, I'm just not surprised. And I don't think that anybody should be surprised when these issues come back up. And so that's my take on it. This LeBron James situation, like I said, is going to get, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a whole lot of stuff that come out really, really, within the next couple of years, man. It's going to get really interesting. So make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.